So what the angels have taught me is that you just go. Just do it. That you are going to have failure. You are going to have pain. You are going to have disappointment on the path of your dreams coming true. There's no way around that. You're going to have painful moments. And because we have this mission, though, the angels are with us to dust us off and help lift us back up and continue on our path when we feel like giving up. And when it feels like your prayers aren't being answered and you wonder when the next dollar is going to come to pay your bills, miracles happen, always, to keep your faith alive. Because otherwise, all of us who are highly sensitive, we would have killed ourselves a long time ago. Because this planet's so friggin' harsh. I mean, this is the harshest planet in our galaxy, in our universe. People are mean. They're mean to each other, they're mean to themselves, they're mean to animals, they're mean to the environment. And the angels say it's always been this way. They said there's always been evil governments, there's always been cruel despot leaders, there's always been religious wars, and just heinous things have happened on this planet. Anyone who knows anything about history or who's read the Bible can read this. I mean, this is nothing just angelic saying, it's all there in the history books. It's always been a very, very cruel place. And they said the reason is because in the physical dimension there's dualities. There's hot, and then there's cold. There's light, and then there's dark. There's soft, and then there's hard. There's wet and dry. And only in the physical realm do you get those polarities or those dualities. And they said that's one of the reasons your soul elected to come here, to have the experience of dualities, to have a self-test. No one's testing you. There's no one in the sky with a clipboard judging you. That's all dumbed-down religion stuff that is not true. Okay? What is true is that you have a self-test going on continuously to see whether you choose the main polarity, love or fear. So in every experience where you're called to help the children, will you choose love, or will you sell out to your ego that says, be afraid, be very afraid, you might have pain or failure, people might laugh at you. Let me just fast forward to the end of the movie. They will laugh at you. You will get ridiculed. Anyone who does anything that matters is always ridiculed. So we can behave and be good girls and good boys and comply like the Western educational system pounded in our heads to be so. Or we can take charge. And taking charge simply means I'm going to take a risk. Now, I've been traveling for 25 years now, meeting all sorts of folks from everywhere around the world. And to me, the people who stand out are the people who are truly happy. And those people are who I consider a success. Not because they make a lot of money or they're famous, but because they're happy and fulfilled. That to me is the definition of success. That they wake up in the morning excited about their lives, that they have a sense of purpose and meaning. They may not know what they're going to do tomorrow, but at the moment they're following their guidance. And the common denominator in every one of these people that I've met is that they take risks. So the person who's got a wonderful shop, they took the risk to invest money in a place and open it up. The person who's a successful artist took risks and put their art out into the public where it might be criticized, and probably is. Writers like me who are successful took the risk to send it to publishers, and you better believe I've been rejected a lot. The spiritual teachers who are famous and who are out there making a positive difference took the risk to be laughed at, to be criticized, and yes, that happens. What are you on the precipice of doing that could change the world? Well, let's reel it back for a minute. The question of what's my life purpose comes up for me probably daily, right? On my radio show, and we travel to workshops constantly. We have this month off, that's why we're here. This is our 1 month off this whole year. And we were very honored to come here to the center because we don't have to go on an airplane to get here. I'm not a big fan of TSA. And all that stuff, but don't get me started. Anyway, let's reel it back. When people ask me what their life purpose is, I always ask them this question. What issues really upset you? What issues sometimes cause you to lose sleep? What issues do you sit there and go, oh my God, someone needs to do something about this? So please, I'm asking you right now to call out what issues are on your mind. We know GMOs, for sure. What else?
Environment.
The environment. Say it out loud.
Bringing up the children with their real true power.
Oh, helping children stay empowered, yeah.
Pushing them under authority.
Thank you.
Asking them to question authority.
Right on.
The rainforest.
The rainforest.
The ocean.
The ocean, yep.
Violence toward women.
You can say it loud.
Violence towards women.
Violence toward women is an issue.
The
Yeah.
chemtrails.
The chemtrails, thank you, darling. We have to call them geoengineering or they call us conspiracy theorists. But chemtrails are alive and well. We see them everywhere we travel, every week. And it's part of the whole Monsanto cycle to make sure that aluminum kills the soil and the bees so that only their geoengineered seeds, which do grow in aluminum, and their new geoengineered bees populate. So they have absolutely no qualms about ruining everything for everyone else so that they are the only ones selling food. That's their absolute mission, I can tell you. There's a reason why if you Google Monsanto and Antichrist, you get 2.5 million websites.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's really, the polarity here is light versus dark, and as uncomfortable as it makes us, we have to all bring out our Archangel Michael's swords right now and get involved. There's no more time for light workers being passive or shy. What other issues?
People that are constipated and don't realize it, and they're recirculating their toxins.
Okay.
Don't know how to cleanse them.
Right.
Go, Shelley!
Coach Shelley.
That's a beautiful purpose.
Yes.
Releasing the toxins. I'm really
I'm
big on
sorry,
helping
it's
people
delicious.
detox too.
And the
So
thing is, when they do that, then they get clarity to find their life purpose, fall in love with themselves, stop beating themselves up. So
exactly.
it's got many purposes that people don't realize.
It's a big ripple effect.
Yes.
Completely agree. And you do that here.
Yes.
Good.
It's
The
brilliant.
Belo Monte Dam in the Amazon River.
Oh, okay. Please tell us more.
They are destroying, they're building a dam, actually there are 3 dams, it's a huge complex. And they're not only destroying the Amazon, but they're also dislodging a lot of Indian tribes. So it's bad for everything.
Yep.
And the interesting fact about it is that the place that they're doing it will only generate like maybe for 6 months energy because this place dries up and floods during, so it's
a
ridiculous.
waste. Yeah.
It's a waste. And it's done because of maybe not a company like Monsanto, something like Monsanto that wants that energy closer to them or something.
How many of you have seen the movie Avatar?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What would Jake Sully do, huh? We need to call on our inner Jake Sullys right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver and Cameron did a documentary about what is happening.
Yep. And so we can help. One of the main ways we can help, and I'll go back to these are messages from the angels. And what's so interesting, the way my work has shifted, is that since I was a little girl, the angels showed me the future of this planet, and they showed me my life purpose. And when I started to publicly give angel readings and messages, everyone seemed very open to it, except for when the angels would give messages that bordered on political. And that started to happen right after 9/11, when the angels said, there are no weapons of mass destruction. And I told audiences that, and they were like, just stick to the fluffy angel stuff, Doreen. Don't tell us about this. We don't want to hear. And I was giving messages about we can't go to war in Afghanistan. It's a major mistake. It's never going to end. And people were saying, we don't want to hear this. And so back then, I listened to the public opinions, but I don't do that anymore. Now I because the angels can see everything. They see the truth, and they see the big picture. So if you're not political, you need to be political. Our good friend Neil Donald Walsh says,
Spirituality is your politics.
Spirituality is your politics, yeah, yeah. And so, you just can't be passive anymore. We have to get involved. Now, I know the news is upsetting, so there's ways to contain it, and one is to see each news article as a way to send prayers and asking for guidance, how can I help? And also, I think it's really important not to watch or read the news before bedtime, really close to bedtime. You know, make it something that's kind of when you're in the strong period, maybe the middle of the day, and then you can process it really well. And you know, it's just it's something that we're all called to do. If the world was perfect, they wouldn't need us right now. We would all be home in heaven in our Barca loungers, you know. And they put us in human bodies because human bodies are what people listen to. They don't listen to their angels, but they listen to other humans. So, anyway, it's a real time. After a long time ago, I went down to the Mayan territory in Mexico. I was writing a book called Goddesses and Angels, and I spent time with 2 Mayan shaman who were born and raised in the Yucatan. And they took me to the inside of Chichen Itza's pyramid and showed me the carvings. And this was my investigation on the Mayan calendar, because so many people were afraid of it. And they taught me that the end of the Mayan calendar was this Venus return that happened last June. And that when the Venus return happened, it was the end of the veil. And this veil lifted for everyone. And what happened was when the veil lifted, everyone became an indigo. Now indigos, she'll tell you, are people, strong-willed people who absolutely have a truth detector inside of them. And they know immediately if someone's telling the truth or not, whether they're patronizing you, whether they're manipulating you. And the indigos, you can laugh, because this is true, right? Right? And indigos only respect people who walk their talk. They do not care how much money you have, whether your title says you're principal of the school or not. They don't give a darn about anything but whether you are real and tell the truth. Well, before June of last year, the indigos felt all alone, and they were often medicated for speaking up about the truth, and they were put on antidepressants and Ritalin for ADHD. But after June, everyone had their truth detector awakened. And that's why you see nonstop news about these scandals coming out. And they've always been there. There's always been scandals going on. But now everyone can see them. So it's like the windows have been cleaned for us all. And you must be going, thank God, finally, right?
Yeah.
Right? People relate to you more now, and they go, oh, you were right all along.
Everything's just opening for me lately.
Yeah, right. And so now that you can see the truth, you can see the truth of your own life, your own relationships, where you work. And because this veil has been lifted, a lot of people are now thinking, I need to change everything in my life. This isn't working. And they're questioning where they work, they're questioning where they live, they're questioning who their friends are. And I want to let you know that this is something that Michael and I are seeing all around the planet right now.